All right, so today we have this little special thing that I might have paid a little too much for, but I don't think so. A little more than I usually do. This is a photo album from a soldier who was stationed in South Africa and then stayed there during and after the Boer War and after World War One, to his lady friend who lived in England. This album was made by her, and then, well, let's just wait and see. Also, at the end, I'll tell you what's probably going to happen with the album and about how much the stuff is worth if you would like a price estimate. But right here, E.L. Dingle, October 3rd, 1905. Elizabeth Lucy Dingle is my name, and England is my home. Newton Abbot is my dwelling place, and Christ is my salvation. For when I am dead and in my grave, and all my bones are nothing, take up this book and think of me when I am quite forgotten. E.L.B. So, she got postcards from her suitor, or friend, as he calls himself. He might have just been a friend. But this is probably the reason I bought this is the reason I bought it. This is the English Balloon Corps. Before the Wright brothers invented flying. This is from 1898, I believe. If I turn it over. Some of these are very delicate. Oh, goodness. Correction, 1904. And then this one here is of, and I'll pull this one out too. I'm not going to pull out a lot of them. A South African Beauty, as it says, and from 1904. And he was sending her stuff. Like, that's an actual photo, not a photo postcard like the other one. Goodness. This is fragile. Well, not the postcard itself per se, but I want to do more damage. So, let's go through this album. So, page 1. We have Johannesburg, Cape Town, traveling the Transvaal, Institute of Bofen. And all of these are written on. I'm just not going to pull them all out. The statue there. The market square at Ostorn. Tenga Tenga boys in the interior of Africa. The Ukatomus River in Natal. Victoria Falls. Individual that's on, I believe, a basket suspended on a line. I don't think it's an air balloon, but that's interesting. It says, the basket trick, ja mid-air. In mid-air? In mid-air. I'm sorry. Johannesburg again. And then something in Caledonian Street. Then we have the street in Osholm. Bloemfontein. This, I didn't pull out all these postcards, but this one, I noticed that behind it before. So, I'm not going to let you guys not see it. It is of a boy and a little girl and her carriage. Honestly, it's a really cool carriage. But all these are staying together at the moment. So, we'll put that back. And then we have Bloemfontein. And then Market Square in Johannesburg, or Johannesburg. Hawesworthy Church, and that's Hawesworthy Church. That's Lake Brunda. And then this is the New North Gate. I don't know what the New North Gate is, but on the back it states it's the New North Gate. Voltaville, Anchorwood, goodness, Barnes Staple, Victoria Park, Church Square in Heidelberg, Mountain of Health to Near Native Land, and then Priority Ruins in Liston. Don't know what that is. And then Southland on Sea in the Something Valley. And then North Bovey North Bovey, the Fingal Bridge, Monstead, from the Congress Hall, Franco-British Expedition, London, then the Franco-British Expedition, and again, then you have these expedition with the elephants, which I find really cool. And then the Constitutional Club, 1908. This is Russians' outrage on Hull's fishing fleet. That it doesn't say. No, Collusion Street, Picot Lane, Ryle Water, Norborough Church, Newton Abbey, where she is from, Stratton Bridge, London Bridge in London. This is a real photo postcard of a train. I haven't pulled this one out. I don't want to damage. And a lot of them I haven't pulled out to read. You can move them around, actually see the stamps. Then Westrop Abbey. This doesn't have anything on it. Dinner at the Levenport Dockyard. And then the Strand Budge, B-U-D-E, Bud. Strand Bud. Continuing on, we have Bowman, and we have Kimberly, and we have Native Girl, Woman and Baby, and we have Alexander Phone. We have the inside of a church, and then we have this comedy card here, which I like. What on earth are you doing, Mary? Shush, Mom. I'm following out the directions of the book. It says, do not stir while it's boiling. Then we have a station. Draw watch. Then the coast of Bude, looking north. And then we have an actual real photo postcard of individuals on a ship. This one is of a, looks like some kind of gift. Not entirely sure on that. And this is 3 individuals in front of a store. This one I can't really read. This is one of those interesting cards, but it's a hearty laugh. I don't know. I really don't know on that one. Then over here you have a lady and I believe her mother. And then a gentleman next to his podium where he's talking or probably selling something. Church in Lingdington and recreational houses of Old Ford Road in Bethel Green. This one I'm not sure of. Along with that one, but I think they both go together. And then you have a wedding photos. This one is sort of out. This one was developed differently. They're slightly the same, but different. 2 children are there, the children here. The other 2 are back here more. So this was taken earlier. This was the second photo of it. Then you have the Time Gun and Endershot. The St. Priest Church. The post office in Plymouth. The Cottage Hospital in Belford. Apologies. Some of these are a little hard for me to read. Principal Gardens. The buildings in Plymouth. Something in Kings Kerwall. The House of Law somewhere. Then you have these interesting, these cards that would go together, talking about, I think, romance and friendship, all's well that ends well, anything, the question, a platonic love, and then a nice shiny gold flower card, honeysuckle. Continuing on, Life Combs the Captain, Silent Persuasion. Another one of a church, Newton Abbot Hospital. The Shire Hall in St. Edmunds. Something Pier in Newton, the Grand Pier, I believe. The Clergal Danes and the Gladstone Memorial. The railway station in Torrington, as well as the Northern Bridge and whatnot. Glen Lynn, Devon. The Eddystone Lighthouse in 1882. The King Edward VII statue. Goodness. Then we have Fort Promenade. We have the Weston Supermare. The Operating Theatre London Hospital. The outside of London Hospital. Touching scene at Bud. Anchor Wood something. Wishes card. Staying My Dear in the Highlands. The Rescue December Gale 1910. Sorry. And then From Street Hesworth, which I find kind of cool. As you can see, the book is damaged to high hell. A lot of these things are damaged as well. Now that we're through this, I'll talk about what's probably going to happen. Hate to say it, these pages are probably garbage. It could be rebound, but these things were basically made of construction paper that's falling apart. I want to get these postcards into actual preservation, some good high-quality document protectors. Well, postcard protectors, a lot better than document protectors for these, and they save more. You can do 4 to 6 of them front and back, or, sorry, 3 to 6, or straight front. Don't buy the ones that can hold 4. Buy the ones that hold 3, because it gives you some for bigger postcards and some for smaller postcards. Because you have your average size, but then you also have some that are bigger than average that you need the bigger side for. This I'm probably going to clean up and then put this into a nice document protector, the whole front of it, because I feel her message needs to be preserved. No ands, ifs, buts about it, and because this is a lot sturdier than the papers here. After that, and all these things are going to get scanned, so there's not any non-preservation. After that, we might do some series on these postcards, reading the different timelines and whatnot, and what happened. I paid $155 for this book. And the reason is this postcard right here. Most real photo postcards from the Boer War or Boer War era go for upwards of $20 to $50. So there are certain war eras, if you are trying to get something for, you are going to be paying out the ass. Pardon my French. The Boer War is one of those, the first and second Boer Wars. The other, you're going to have the Banana Wars that the U.S. fought throughout the Pacific, and, well, not just the Pacific-ish, I'd say South America, Central America, the Philippines and whatnot, though they sort of consider the Philippines the Philippine insurrection. You're going to be paying out the butt for the Philippine insurrection. You're going to be paying out the butt for the Boxer Rebellion. If you want to get into collecting and you want to get like one piece from the time frame, just understand for certain things, like if you're going to go German Southwest Africa around World War I or before, you are going to be paying upwards of $60. You can still get stuff marked German Southwest Africa until about the late 20s, when it was finally fully integrated as a British territory. But again, that's entire different thing. So I feel I paid a fair price for this. Postcards like this, especially, as they call them, Africana. These things go for about 20 bucks. Upwards of what it is to, I've seen some of them upwards of $150, $200, depending on the subject, depending on clean, depending on the date. with that being said, I'm very happy to have this, even just for this one. There's a couple others that show military-esque things, which is fine. But again, also, I would never just buy this alone if the person's taking apart albums. You'll see it on freaking, I hate to say it, but on eBay and other sites like that all the time. They will take and rip apart photo albums because it's easier for them to make a buck, because you want a photo of, as I saw recently, sailors and a monkey. And you could go down and see 100 photos ripped out of that photo album being sold for $27 each. It's going to take a long time for them to sell, but they're going to make quite a bit of money on it. And it's not all going to go to the same person, because no one's going to be able to afford $2,700 to buy the guy's photo album. And the person knows that. Sort of turned into a rant, which I apologize for. But I did tell you I left this to the end of the video. But yeah, so things like this, for me, they're always going to stick together. Sadly, I can't keep this in the same book. I wish I could. I wish that others of these pages weren't falling apart and they weren't made of this construction paper that you'll see in photo albums. If I do buy photo albums like this, I do take them apart. I don't take them apart to leave, though. All the pictures that come from that photo album go into another photo album together, because they deserve to be together, because that's where they came from. They also get scanned. They also can be looked at by you guys on my share drive if you'd like. But I digress. This is a beautiful book. This couple was lovely writing to each other. And as long as I'm alive, and this video's around, good old Elizabeth, lovely, Dimple, or Dingle, sorry, will always be remembered, because she wanted to be. Curious if anything else from her still survives besides this album here. Maybe, maybe not. It's been since she wrote this, 100 and almost 20 years. It's a long time. In 120 years, maybe my work will be gone. I know I'll be gone. But let's just hope that my little bit of preservation helps out for another generation who wants to experience things that she experienced and things that she enjoyed. But thank you for tuning in. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you for listening to my rants. And thank you for just making me feel that I'm doing something that makes a couple people smile. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. And please enjoy the rest of your day.